Hey everyone, my name is Dave Pluff. I wanted to welcome you to our class. This is Art History 5. It is a survey of Western art. We're going to be covering art in a chronological order from the Renaissance all the way through the modern age. So the class ends right around the end of World War II. This class is an asynchronous class, meaning that we do not meet in person, not in a classroom, not on Zoom. I am available to you via email. I also have office hours a couple days a week. I'll show you those links in the modules when we get there. This class is just like a really cool class to take. It is a 14-week class. So we have 17 weeks crammed into 14 weeks. Still very doable as far as the material goes. I'm going to produce one of these videos every single week that walks you through a specific module and hopefully answers most of your questions about it. It's also going to give you some tips on where to spend your time, what to avoid as far as pitfalls, things like that. So these videos are very, very important to watch every single week. With that, I'm going to go ahead and take you over to the Canvas site. I'm going to walk you through Module 1 as well as the Administrative Materials module that has all the things like the syllabus and lecture schedule that you need to read through. All right, here we are on the Canvas site. When you first land on the dashboard, you're going to look for our class, which is this one here, Art History 5. 36185 is our code number. And it's easy to identify because of the Renoir painting here. This is called Luncheon of the Boating Party. You'll just click into the icon and you will land on the home page. And the home page is really nice because it has not only a really cool banner here, but underneath the banner is going to have a list of things that are coming due. So right now we've got a syllabus quiz. This is one of the ways you can access this. Gives you the due date. Also gives you the time that it's due. Above the banner, you will have up to 2 past emails that I've sent out. So this is one of the places where you can look for announcements, and you can also click on the Announcements tab at the left. But we're going to go into the modules. Just click onto that, and you have access to 2 modules right now. The first one is the Administrative Materials module. This is something you need to read through for the first week. It has some important information, such as the course syllabus, the lecture schedule, and the late policy. It is a requirement to read those. We also have a list of Chaffey campus resources, student support services, as well as a link to the library. Lastly, we have a little blurb on netiquette and also some information about me. But at the very top of that page is one other place where you can find my email address, the Zoom link to my office hours, which are normally Mondays and Wednesdays. This week is slightly different. And we also have a link to my YouTube site. Once you've completed all of that information, you can close that module and move on to Module 1. All the modules are set up in pretty much the exact same way. Your welcome information is up at the top, followed by lectures, followed by any assessments, and finally the journal. There is a journal for every single module. The welcome video is what you're watching now. As far as the introduction goes, that's where you're going to have a summary of what we're going to be doing during the week, a list of lectures, the objectives, and finally any assessments. So this week, just a syllabus quiz and journal number 1. It normally doesn't have a welcome up top. This is just for this week to give some definitions to the terms below. But it's really important to read through this every week. Following that is a link to my office hours. Got the Zoom link right here. I do have the same office hours for all the schools that I teach at. So if you would, just tell me you're in my Chaffey College Art 5 class that runs for 14 weeks, and I'll be able to better answer your questions. Again, this is just an optional thing. This week, my office hours are on Thursday. Monday is a holiday. Wednesday, unfortunately, I have to do some medical stuff, but Thursday for this week only, 4:30 to 7 p.m. Then for the lectures, this week we just have one lecture. It is a fairly light week. You're going to read the admin material, you're going to go through this lecture, and then there are going to be students adding and dropping this week. So we do have kind of a light schedule. For the lecture, you just click onto that and press the play button. The Roles of the Artist lecture is about 45 minutes. You do not have to watch it at one sitting. Underneath that is a study guide. Each lecture is going to have its own study guide. And study guides help with pulling vocabulary terms from the lecture, as well as highlighting some really important images from the lecture as well. So this is what the study guides will look like. First, you'll have your vocabulary. In this case, Roles of the Artist is a topical lecture, so you have 4 specific roles. And you'll also notice that with the images, you have 4 specific images. There is a correlation, as the very first image here, the gates, deals with the first role of the artist, burning of the Houses of Parliament, the second role of the artist, and so on. At the very bottom here, we'll have some directions on how to use the study guides. They're never turned in or anything like that. They are scratch paper, but they are invaluable study tools for the exams. After that, we have the further exploration section. The further exploration section is comprised of readings, which you will have up here. This is a open educational resource, zero textbook cost course. So you don't have a textbook or anything, but you do have selected readings that you do have to complete. And also I've got a series of videos for you which reflect on the specific lecture. We have one assessment this week, which is a syllabus quiz. After you've read the syllabus, lecture schedule, and late policy, all you have to do is click into here, press the start button, and complete the project. You'll click the next button. Once you're all done, you'll have the submit quiz button. There is no timer on this quiz, so you have plenty of time to complete it. You can use the documents as they're open. Every time you finish a question, you'll see a check mark up here next to the question. Each question is worth 1 point. It should be at least 9 easy points, but if you can get 10, that is a perfect score. After that, we're going to talk about the journals. So the journals are going to be done every week, and what they are can be anything from a reflection from a reading, more focused research on a specific topic, maybe completing a worksheet, which will happen next week with Module 2. Or there might even be a short writing exercise. For college writing, you do want to have typed documents. You want to make sure they're double-spaced, and you can use either 10 or 12-point font. That's up to you. For this week, we are going to take a look at patronage, because that's something that we're going to see throughout the next 3 weeks together as far as it reflects to the Renaissance. Art is a lot different than it was back then. Today, if you want an artwork, you just go to the store or order it online and it's already made for you. Patronage deals with the idea that art was not pre-made. It was basically ordered. You signed a contract with a particular artist. You paid some money up in advance, other money on completion. So a much different kind of world. But you also get to choose exactly what you wanted to have created. You're going to read the short article below. This is the link to that. And I'm just looking for a simple reflection, notes, things that you learned from the presentation. And with that, that is the end of Module 1. I'll have a video like this in every single module, and I may have some modules open early. So if you would like to work ahead, you're more than welcome to. And with that, I'll see you in the next video to talk about Module number 2.